state government. He fought for people in the unions because he wanted to make sure that safety was guaranteed. Instead of somebody saying, we may give you safety, he said, no, we demand safety. He is also running for governor, and he wants to make sure that California is accountable to the people. So he is on our California Republican Assembly group. He's been very vocal about what we need to do as people, regardless of your party. And I have the honor of introducing our next, what he said is the better looking Leo, our next governor, Leo Naranjo. Leo, come on up.
Thank you. Appreciate that, humbly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to come out here today. My name is Leo Naranjo IV, and yes, I am running for governor. Let me start off, number one, by saying, if you ladies can be out here with the hair getting tousled in the wind, so can I. So if I may, let me remove my hat. I want to make sure I'm even with you guys. This is a very compelling topic that we're here talking about today. It's very compelling because when I was asked to come here to speak, first question that was posed to me, what do you know about this topic? I'll be very honest with you, not much at all. As most people here in America, you ask them about this topic, not much at all. They don't have an idea. They're not talking about it. You mentioned prostitution, oh yeah, we know about that. We understand that concept. Child trafficking, child sex trafficking, nobody knows that because it's not presented to us, and there's a reason why. Mr. Herms described it, Ms. Jennifer described it, because those that do these things don't want you to know what they're doing. They don't want you to know what's happening to your children. They don't want you to know that your child is being seduced by flowery words, by gift, by money, by building up their self-esteem, by basically lying to them to get them into that dark corner and to pull them away from the public view so they're doing what they're doing. How many ladies here today have children? How many have grandchildren? Whether you believe it or not, children are our past, our present, and our future. I say they are past because they're going to be taught by you, the parents, where they came from, what our country was about, where they live, how we became the United States of America, what we fight for and what we fight against. They're going to be our present because as they're growing up, you're going to see everything that you poured into them. From God, from love, from your parenting skills, from your knowledge is going to be passed on to these little kids that are becoming adults in their ages. And they are the future because long after we leave, they are going to carry on our society. They're going to be carrying on your memory of teaching. They're going to carry on the wisdom that you instilled upon them to be the next generation of parents. If you don't believe that, take 5,000 men and women, put them on an island, deny the ability to have children, and in no time you'll have 10,000 bones littering that island. Children are important. Children are the lifeblood of this nation, whether we believe it or not. Just this past weekend on the news, AB 379 was brought up by Assemblywoman Krell. How do we defend 16 and 17-year-old girls because those fell through the loops, those fell through the hoops in the darkness? How do we protect them from child sex traffickers? How do we protect them from the men that buy them on the streets? Ms. Krell came up with an AB and pushed it, or tried to push it, through this building. And what was the results of that through this weekend? They removed her name from her own bill. They gave it to somebody else. They pushed it into another committee to have a continuing conversation on what they want to do next. Make this a felony, not make it a felony. The very people standing behind me in this building who sit here Monday through Friday, or at least they should, who come to work and represent each and every one of you, are failing to do their jobs, which is to safeguard the citizens of this state. And that includes our children in this state in that equation. I'm running for governor first and foremost for the citizens of this state, not for the citizens of other nations, but for children, for adults, for those that are here born as Americans. And one of those things that we have to do that we overlook as adults is the little ones that run around our feet, run outside and act crazy. The children of this nation that are going to carry the torch into our future. Let them grow up to be what they want to be. A politician, a doctor, a dentist, a newscaster, whatever it is that they dream to do. But let's not restrict them to the horrors of what's happening and transpiring here. Lots of groups go around in California. Lots of groups have moments in California, and they try and they work towards the same goal, but they're all splintered and fractured. Case in point, women escaping a violent environment, WEAVE. That started off as a small grassroots environment, now it's an organization. If you have a woman that's getting beat by her spouse, where does she go to? She goes to WEAVE. If you have drunk driver issues, where do they go to? They go to MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. We know that these organizations are there, but where do children go when they have a problem? We identify that we have a system that we don't trust. Mr. Herms gives a lot of information down south, and I got the opportunity to meet with him on the campaign trail and forums, and this very topic of discussion came up. He's loaded with information down south. And I've loaded with information from here in California as a welfare worker in the county of Sacramento, in Sacramento itself, right down the street on 28th Street. And let me tell you what happens. A little story, he came up, child getting snatched because they have dirty feet. Here's another thing that you probably haven't heard. This is a story too, because it came from the very CPS workers that were in my representation unit in the union. They're encouraged to snatch children from heterosexual families because it makes their day. A worker actually had the gall to say that in a union meeting, and let me tell you how very uncomfortable I felt hearing those words from people who are supposed to do justice to the very children they're in charge to protect. If you can't trust the system of CPS, you can't trust the judges, you can't trust the courts, who do you turn them over? The police? They're limited. What are they going to do? Send them back to the system. You can't trust the fire department. They're not handled for that. What are they going to do? Send them back to the system. We have a lot of groups that are trying to help. They're splintered. For me, they're like the sprouts of little plants growing all over the place. These people behind me don't care about you, individually. So let this be, when people ask me, what are you going to do as a governor candidate? What would you do as governor? And this is what I'm going to tell you. Let me be the focal point to get you groups together to sit down, to hash out the differences, regardless of your political party situation. Democrats, Republicans, no party, I don't care. Sit down as groups, coalesce together and come with the idea. Make that organization that is well known. Stop being the blade of grass and start being the tree trunk of change. That's what's going to make these people pay attention. That's what's going to bring you to the forefront that they need to start acknowledging. And as a governor, what I would do is I would give you that support against these people in legislature who are doing everything they possibly can to keep you ignorant, your children vulnerable, and them in power. You want to look me up, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find me on my website, leonaranjo4gov.com. If you want a fighter for California, you're looking at one. If you want somebody that understands the concept from inside, you're looking at one. I have no problems with Mr. Herms as a fellow candidate, that we're both looking for the same thing. We're going to have different ideas to get there. But we have both come to the agreement. This is a problem. It is a problem that has gone on for too long. It is a problem that needs to be addressed. And if these cowards in here have to throw out the woman that came up with the law to change it, to hide it in conversation, they're doing that for a purpose. And it's not by accident, it's by design. God bless each and every one of you. Your kids, thank you very much for the opportunity, and enjoy the day.